All right, let's do one more here, one more round. We're going to go to the 10 note away minor 7. So it's a minor 7. That's what we would expect, back to what we would expect from a minor mode, the Dorian mode. The major 7 would be an 11 note away major 7. It has been flattened to the minor 7. This 7 representing that it's the 7 in the scale, and this 10 represents the distance. When we look at a chord construction, it's still in there. It's going to be the 1, 3, 5, and then 7 because it's an odd number, so we don't have to rename it. But it's not part of the top 3. It's not in the super cool click, but it's the 7, which makes it kind of cool still because it's like I'm not like it's like not in the super cool group, but it's still like kind of cool. It's like on the perimeters and whatnot. So it's still, I don't know. It's got that kind of vibe going, you know. Anyway, I'll try to point out the major 7 and the minor 7, remembering that if you're in a blues situation, usually you're in a major, like if you're in a major blues playing like a Mixolydian or a major scale, the Ionian, then you might smear in the minor 7 as a kind of a bluesy type of thing to do. You can try to do it if you're playing in a Dorian mode and kind of smear in a major 7, but that's a little bit harder to do. Although you could do it like if you're rolling home, right? So like well, let's think about it here. So just keeping that in mind. So if we're looking for a 10 note away major 7, I'm not going to go forward because it's 10 notes away. I'm going to wrap the string in a circle and then count backwards, going the shorter distance around the circle. So 12 minus 10 is 2. So instead of going up 10, I go back to here, right? So if that's my root, I go back 2. So if I went from the 2, from that C to the D, that would be a 2 note away, which would be a major second. But therefore, if I go from the D to the C, that's going to be a 10 note away minor 7. Now, notice what you can do whenever you look at this note. That means that the minor 7 is going to be right next to it. Now, remember that the major 7 in the major scales has that leading tone, which means it has the note. See, right? If it was on the major here, the C major has the B that leads into it, that gives it that leading feel. Whenever whatever note that you're trying to make the root, such in this case the Dorian, even though it doesn't have that leading tone, you can always kind of throw it in there. So like if I'm playing in Dorian, you can kind of like you can add a lead in to go home, and that happens to be the major 7. So that means that you can kind of still smear in the major 7 as you're leading home, if nothing else, right? So you could kind of think of it that way, possibly. Okay. Anyway, let's go up above it. We're going to go up here. So we're looking for a 10 note away minor 7. So because we're going above it, we have to look for the inverse distance. So 12 minus 10 is 2. So it's going to be -5, -4, 3, 2. So we're going to go from here, boom, -5, 4, 3, 2. So if I went from top to bottom, that would be a 2 note away, which would be a major second, remembering that the inverse of a minor is a major, the inverse of a major is a minor. That means that if I go from the D to the C, it's going to be a 10 note away minor 7. 10 note away minor 7. The major 7, just for context purposes, would be over here. So you don't really do that so much in a minor key, but if it was a major key, like if I was playing in D major or D Mixolydian, then you might mess with that more. Not so much playing in a minor key, but you could see also that from that C, you've got the rolling forward to the D up here. All right, so let's go up 2 string. Well, no, wait, hold on. So if I go up 1 string, then the 10 note away minor 7 is going to be 3 frets forward unless I cross the fault line, which would only happen on the B string. So it would be like right here, for example, in which case it would be because this tectonic plate shifted what we're thinking of as the root forward, and we're moving forward, it would be a closer distance. So the rule is 10 note away minor 7. If I go up one string, it's going to be 3 frets forward unless I cross the fault line, which only happens on the B string, in which case if I go up one string and cross the fault line, the 10 note away minor 7 is only 2 frets forward. All right, let's go up 2 strings. 2 strings, boom. 10 note away minor 7, looking for the inverse distance because I'm going above the note. 12 minus 10 is 2, so it's going to be 2 note distance, -5, -10, and then -11, 12. That gets us back to the octave. I can bring that back down to 0, -1, -2. So let's count it out from here. So -5, -10, -11, 12. That gets me to the octave, so back to 0, and then 1, 2. So if I went from top to bottom, that B to D, that would be, that C to D, that would be a 2 note away major second. If I go from bottom to top, therefore D to C, that would be a 10 note away minor 7. The major 7, of course, will be here because we flattened it. So I can try to play, and I could lead up to the another root, which of course is that D right here. So it could be like, I could kind of lead that. And as long as you're moving, the other rule that you can kind of start to play with is if I can play that leading tone as I go back home, I can also take a half step. So even though that is out of my shape, if I just take a half step, I'm still kind of doing like a leading tone back to the C. So that basically means the rule is I can always do a half step, basically, if I'm leading the half step to something that's in the key that I'm in. Typically, though, you want that to be like the destination that you're going to, but you could start to do just patterns like that. So in any case, let's go. So that means that if I go up 2 strings to 10 note away minor 7, 1, 2, 3, 4 frets back, unless I cross the fault line, which would happen on the bottom 2 strings. So let's do like this one. And then it would be back here. The root basically got shifted forward because the tectonic plate got moved forward. So if I go up 2 strings, the rule is if I go up 2 strings, the 10 note away minor 7 is 1, 2, 3, 4 frets back unless I cross the fault line, which would happen on the B or the E string, in which case if I go up 2 strings and cross the fault line, the 10 note away minor 7 would be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets back. All right, let's go up to the next one. Let's go up to the next one. So here we go. So we're looking for the 10 note away minor 7, which has an inverse distance of a 2 note away, 2 notes away. So it's going to be -5, -10, -15. There's only 12 notes in the musical alphabet. 15 minus 12 is 3, and then 2. So let's count it up from here. -5, -10, -15. 15 minus 12 is 3, -3, and then 2. So if I went from top to bottom, that would be a 2 note away major second, bottom to top, therefore is a 10 note away minor 7. So where's the major 7? It's going to be right next to it. So it's going to be right there. So you can kind of, so if I play, I can try to play these open notes, the A and the E are, the A and the D are still there. So if I was kind of like reaching up like that, I could try to smear it. It's kind of, or I can try to mute those strings somehow, possibly muting. I'm still ringing out this one, which is the D, which might be okay because I'm on the D. That's the double root. Anyway, let's go down underneath So that means, wait a sec. So if I go up 3 strings, the 10 note away minor 7 is 1 fret forward, unless I cross the fault line, which would happen on the bottom 2 strings. So if I was like here, for example, and if I went up, it would be there. So if I go up 3 strings, the 10 note away minor 7 is 1 fret forward, unless I cross the fault line, which would happen on the B or the E string, in which case if I go up 3 strings and cross the fault line, the 10 note away minor 7 would be on the same fret, baby. Don't fret, baby. Okay. Because that works if it's on the same fret, because the 2 notes are on the same fret, because I was going back, baby. But if it's on the same fret, then the 2 notes are on the same fret, so you could say it's on the same fret, baby. And then if it's forward, then we could say it's forward, effer. Forward, anyway. What are you even talking about? I don't know. I'm getting delirious. This is too long. How long has this been? It's like an hour. I need a nap. I'm gonna go down one. Let's go down one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the full distance as far as it can go. Equilateral triangle, because we're going down 1 and crossing the fault line, which pushes it almost basically out of reach, although on the top of the guitar you might be able to reach it. So we're crossing the fault line, so now I'm looking for a 10 note away distance instead of a 2 note away distance. Got to go diagonal because of that tectonic plate shift. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ugh, but I can almost reach it even though... And it would be equal distance this way. So that means if I go down 1 string and cross the fault line, the 10 note away minor 7 will be 6 frets forward and 6 frets back. But usually I wouldn't cross the fault line. That's the only time I would. Like, because if I was here, it would only be 5 frets forward. And that's actually doable, although quite a reach still. So that's like here, like if I was going from here to, let's do it with this one. Here to here. So whether I'm on this continent up top or on this continent down below, I'd be okay. It's only on the G string that I would cross the fault line if I'm only going down 1 string. So if I go down 1 string, the rule would be the 10 note away minor 7 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets forward unless I cross the fault line. But that only happens on the G string, in which case if I go down 1 string and cross the fault line, the 10 note away minor 7 is going to be 6 frets forward, which also means it's 6 frets back, which means you're more likely to want to reach forward because you might be able to actually reach it going forward because the frets are smaller going forward. All right, let's do one more, and then we're done, dude, because this is ridiculous. This is too long. Let's go down and say we're on this one. So now we're looking for the 10 note away minor 7, 2 strings down and crossing the fault line, 5 diagonal distance, and 10. So if I'm here, so 5 diagonal distance, 10. By the way, the major is going to be here. But anyways, so that means if I go down 2 strings and cross the fault line, the 10 note away minor 7 is 1 fret forward. What if I didn't cross the fault line? I wouldn't cross the fault line going down 2 strings if I started on either the E or the A string. So like, for example, if I was on this D and I went down 2 strings, I'd be on the same fret. So the rule would be then, if I go down 2 strings, the 10 note away minor 7 will be on the same fret, baby. But if I cross the fault line, which would happen on either the D or the G string, so if I start there and I go down 2 strings, the 10 note away major 7 will be 1 fret forward, or forward. F fudger. Okay, so that's it. So we have completed the Dorian. We'll move on to the Phrygian next time. And that'll also, by the way, go below the fault line next time as our root. We haven't done that much. Haven't done it at all. That would be great.